Hello everybody, this is Alyssa Huber, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about me or Asperger syndrome or anything along those lines. Today's topic is going to be on change and transition and how to cope with that. As somebody with Asperger syndrome, I've had some experience with that, and it's not fun because resistance to change is one of the things that a lot of people on the spectrum have to deal with. And a lot of that is just not being able to process things like other people do. It just makes change so much more difficult than it normally would be. So, since there's nobody in the chat yet, I'm gonna go grab some coffee, but if you want to leave any questions here, I will answer them when I return. So, yeah. Hello, I have returned. Welcome, Sky Blue. So like I said, the topic today is how to cope with transition and change. Because I know that's a very difficult thing for a lot of people on the spectrum to deal with. So I actually have a document somewhere around here that I made that helps me a lot. I'm gonna see if I can find it. So yeah, I wrote out this document that's like sort of a, I mean it's personalized for me, but it's sort of a step-by-step how to survive through transitions kind of thing. And usually the kind of transitions I'm talking about are like going on vacation or moving from one living space to another. Anything that really throws off my daily routine. So let's see. And not just like minor things, like something big usually. Like if there's one minor change, I don't need this document for it. So I'm gonna see if I can find it. There it is. So I'm going to share my screen in just a moment so you can see it. I just need to make sure everything is set up correctly. So, alrighty. So where is my screen? Alright. So let me just fix this so we can see the this is frustrating. I'm trying to make sure we can see the chat too. Let me put the chat on the top. Alright, there we go. So this is the document that I mentioned. This is like, I probably shouldn't scroll down too much because I actually put some, a little bit of profanity in there just because that's how I like, when I'm privately like writing stuff, I might do that, but what I basically have is like little points, you know, warning me ahead of time what's going to happen. Like it'll take 1 to 2 weeks for me to fully adjust, for instance. My information capacity will shrink by 70%. This one bugs the heck out of me because, let's say I go from living in one place to another. I want to usually resume my normal routine. And sometimes even things in my normal routine I can't handle. So even like playing a video game, just no, I can't do it. So this is like a warning that's just saying you are going to not be able to stuff anything else in your brain. And I even put here, this is very important for me, I may get bored, but it's worth sticking through it to prevent overload and emotional anxiety attacks. I have to really, really cut down on a lot of things in my routine when I have to go through some major change. So I kind of want to read all of this, so I'm going to go through this and make sure it's family friendly. I just remember there was just one word in there that I need to get rid of. So I normally don't swear, honestly. So, oh, here we go again. Wait, double checking. Da 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 da. I'm just reading through this. I wasn't very prepared. I apologize. So if there's anybody watching, if you're on the spectrum or you know anybody on the spectrum, can you think of any examples of like what kind of changes seem to stress you out or stress the autistic person out? I know everybody's got different things. Like some people are really bothered by, like, if there's a mess where it shouldn't be, for instance, they might be really distressed by that. While other people, it's like mess doesn't register at all. So, I'm just scrolling through these that I wrote down. Okay. So I figure even if nobody is in the chat, people can watch this later, so that's why I have this document here to show everybody. Hello, Chris. Yes. Oh, that drives me crazy so much too. I hate kitchen messes with a passion. Any shared areas of my house, I have to keep organized. And by shared, I mean rooms that I go into a lot. There are a lot of rooms I don't go into, but one of them that I do a lot is the kitchen, because I need to go down there to get food. Even though in my room, as you can see over there, I have my own fridge and my own kitchenette, but sometimes I'll need stuff from downstairs, so I'll go down there, and if there's any messes, normally I'm okay, because I can ignore it. I actually have my own special counter in the kitchen, so that all my stuff is there. I don't have to look at the other mess. Oh, hi Fabs! You haven't missed too much. I was just stumbling over my words the whole time because I was not prepared for this, but we're talking about transitions, and I asked the question, if you're someone on the spectrum, what's some kind of change or transition, like what bothers you a lot? And someone gave the example of like a mess, so yeah. I consider that a change, because unless you're always messy, if you're, let's say your kitchen is normally clean, and then one day it's messy, that would be change. Oh yeah, it sucks. Yeah, Chris, that makes sense. Taking a while to think about cleaning a mess. Like, I mean, messes bother me. I relate to that, because messes bother me because they're there and they're not supposed to be. But it's like my brain's trying to process them, and I don't want to touch it until my brain's done processing the fact that it's there. I kind of just wait until I can't stand it anymore. It's like when I'm at the point where I want to rip my skin off, that's when I'm going to start cleaning it. I had some change in my coffee too, because I put whipped cream in there and it's no longer whipped cream! Ah! No, I don't freak out about things like that. That makes sense, yeah. Because, like, when you're in school, when you go from one class to another, it's like, you gotta kind of change your whole mindset. It's a different room, it's a different lesson, it's different people. Fabs, do you, like, at school, do you stay in one classroom, or do you have to go from one classroom to another for your different classes? This coffee is good. Not bad for last minute. I always get hot from drinking coffee. Oh yeah, fire drills. They had fire drills at my college a couple times. And I think because after the first time I got used to it, it wasn't really that big of a deal. My biggest problem was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, how long am I going to be out of my room? What should I grab? Should I take my Nintendo DS or something? Should I have something to do? Because I hate having nothing to do. That was my biggest obstacle with fire drills, but after a while I got used to them. And I'd only be really annoyed if they were like in the middle of the night and I'm trying to get ready for bed and it's like, I'm in my pajamas, no. Okay, Fabs, that makes sense. Cool beans. Oh, hey David, how you doing? We're talking about transitions, and I was asking everybody, what are the biggest changes that bother you? And we talked about messes, switching from one class to another at school, fire drills, no more whipped cream and coffee. Oh, that makes sense. That's the most annoying part. Like, I know people who have it way worse than I do with noise. There are a lot of noises I can't stand, but I don't have it very severe. There's another autistic friend of mine who was on the same, like, dorm floor as me, and we were good friends. Well, are good friends. We still talk and hang out a lot. But she has very sensitive hearing, so when the fire alarm goes off, she's gotta cover her ears. She just can't stand it, and she's usually she's annoyed because of the noise and annoyed because of the routine interruption. Yeah, that's gotta be hard, Fabs. I mean, I'm lucky that I just can tolerate it. Oh, that sounds awful. It sounds pretty bad to be that sensitive. Yeah, you'd probably be kind of similar to my friend. She would mostly, like, she'd be visibly annoyed. She wouldn't really, like, lash out, but, like, her tone would be like, I hate life. So, oh wow, fire engine? Yeah, I hate those sirens and all of that. I was lucky that in my dorm building, I was up on, like, the 6th floor, so if there was any sirens outside, I wouldn't hear them. Or, I would, they wouldn't be loud. Blech. Oh, David, are you saying you're waiting until 2018 to go to college? Just to clarify, I didn't understand the wording. Oh yeah, I feel you so much on that, Fabs. I just, like, I turn into a pile of just black and white thinking. Like, when I'm upset, I'll just think, like, everything is awful. My life is awful. I will never amount to anything. I'm a failure if I can't deal with this one thing. Things like that. So, yeah, it actually is common for people on the spectrum to get paranoid. Or wait, are you asking, is that common for people who get paranoid? Is that what people tell you, Fabs, that you turn into a toddler when you're upset? I would be a little offended if somebody told me that, honestly. Because when you're in meltdown, it's like everything's out of control. You can't really control your reaction. So that just makes me angry. Like, I don't like it when people call meltdowns tantrums or, like, acting like a 2-year-old. Because even if it is actually acting like a 2-year-old, it doesn't help. It doesn't help to be told that. I mean, I'm not saying we should be able to act however we want, but in the times when we can't control it, people should be a little forgiving. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I guess my thought is, even if you are acting that way, even if it is actually like a toddler, either way, it's like, that's the last thing I'd want to hear when I'm in meltdown mode. So, sorry, I'm playing with a fidget spinner. Want to see it? It's It's a flower. It's like blue and green, and then sort of pink and purple. I like it. So can I ask you guys, in terms of change and transition, how do you handle things like going on vacation or moving from one living area to another? Like if you, say, go visit your aunt or grandma or something and you like stay in a different room, how do you handle that? Thank you. Yeah, it sucks to have that kind of meltdown, doesn't it? I'm kind of lucky where I just seem like a moody teenager when I'm in meltdown. I do get embarrassed about it, but I am glad it's not something that's caused too many problems, other than people thinking I'm immature. So, okay, I probably shouldn't spin this near the microphone. Oh, really? When was the last time you've been on vacation? Do you remember? Oh, that's a good idea, Chris. I've done that before too, where if I know like what hotel we're staying at, I'll look up pictures of the hotel rooms and I'll think ahead of time, I'm going to sleep in this corner of the room, or I'm going to take this bed. Or like pictures of the vacation spot help. Do you guys mind if I take notes with some of your like some of your suggestions, because I think it would be good to actually have this documented. Thank you. Okay, because I thought those are some good ideas. That's a interesting question, David. I mean, like, it's a bit personal, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's like I'm open about it, but not a ton, I guess. But I kind of want to know what you're specifically asking, because like I could talk about anything related to autism and sex. I do know for a fact that it's different for everyone. Some people on the spectrum are like asexual, they just can't do it. Some are hypersexual. Some are too overly sensitive in certain areas and like they have to have specific rules, things like that. But yeah, I think if like, I guess if you're on the spectrum, and do you know if is your girlfriend also on the spectrum, David? I don't remember. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw you sent that message earlier, but you left off the X in that, so I couldn't, I didn't know what you were asking, so. Hello, James. Welcome. Good to see another fellow Aspie. Thank you for joining. So we were talking about transitions at first, how to cope with transitions, and people had some really good suggestions with, for example, if you're going on a vacation, look at photos of the places to warn yourself ahead of time. And David asked about sex, so that's what we're going to be talking about next, and then I'll get to Kung Fu Joe's question about empathy. So I think, okay, so I'm guessing the yes is about your girlfriend being autistic as well. Okay, that's really cool. I mean, I always encourage healthy sexuality. But I'm pretty modest though, so if I turn red during this, I apologize. I guess like the biggest thing, whether you're on the spectrum or not, in like a sexual relationship is like care and respect, and like knowing ahead of time like what someone's good with, what they're not good with. Especially if you're autistic, a lot of autistic people might have more things that they specifically like or dislike. So I think if you're like going to have sex with your girlfriend, just make sure you communicate very clearly, and that like, I don't know how to put this, just like, you know, ask all the questions that need to be asked like beforehand, because if you just go right into it, it's gonna be a whole pile of awkward. So yeah, ask each other your questions and make sure you're like entirely comfortable with it, and obviously wear protection and all of that, so you gotta be careful there, you don't want a baby. So I'm gonna get to the next question. Kung Fu Joe asked about empathy. That's a very general question. Well, I have empathy, and empathy is defined as, I'm gonna Google it. See, because people with Asperger's don't have empathy, I have to Google it. No, that was sarcasm. It was me being funny there. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. From my experience, most autistic people can do that. It's usually just in very different ways. For me, I can read general like facial expressions and stuff. I'm not very good at reading like very, very subtle things. Okay. What makes you say you don't have empathy? I'm curious. But, I guess, like... Okay, yeah, I can see that, perhaps. I kinda felt like you might be very empathetic. So for me, there are some things I can't pick up on, like, just the very, very, very subtle things. Things that aren't directly communicated to me, usually. Like, for example, this was an actual situation. There was this guy friend who I hung out with just about every day, and part of this was probably my fault. I may have been accidentally leading him on, and so he really liked me, and I knew that we were close friends, but I didn't know how much he liked me. And I started talking about this other guy friend that I was talking to, and my close friend was very, like, he was the jealous type, so he got really annoyed at me once, and like really mad at me, and thinking that I was like purposely trying to be mean to him by talking about other guy friends. When if that bothered him, he could have just told me directly that it did, and then I wouldn't have kept talking about it. I would have honestly stopped talking about it if he told me that it bothered him. So that's an example of my empathy and some of the things I might not get. It's like some common sense things, like I can't tell if this person likes me. So masking not having empathy, very good question. There are, because I mean I'm not schizoid like you say, but you know, I'm actually gonna look that up just so it's like I know what schizoid is. I do a lot of research on this stuff, but I need like a refresher. So yeah, emotional aloofness and solitary habits. So and I have read about it's very difficult to like actually have any empathy for other people, which is, it's like people might think that's like a horrible, terrible thing and it makes you a terrible person, but it doesn't. Just letting you know. The fact that you're trying to seem like you have empathy is a good thing. So okay, sorry, I need to read some of the questions again. Alright, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, what kind of things are you already doing to sort of pretend to have empathy? I'm curious. I'm gonna suggest things anyway, but Let me think. Because it's like I said, I'm not schizoid, but I do have moments where like I'm so overwhelmed that I really don't care. I'm not thinking about anybody else but me in those times. In those cases, if I absolutely cannot fake it, I will usually isolate myself, or I'll go somewhere else where people can't tell that I'm not feeling any empathy. Like, that would be for if you really can't do it at all. You're just too drained to do it. But in everyday scenarios, when you've got the energy to, I'd say just, it sounds, and from my experience, this feels kind of it feels kind of gross, but like changing your tone of voice, changing your facial expressions to sound like you care. Like if somebody's if somebody's crying or something, for instance, it's like you gotta have a plan of, okay, what do you do when people cry? I would sit next to them, and like if they're a good friend and they're okay with touch, I would, reach over and like rub their back or touch their shoulder and be like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine, and just like listen to them. Well, most people just need to be listened to, especially if they're upset. Like showing some of the nonverbals that are saying that you're listening might help. So, nodding. I think the hardest thing to get is the eyes, the gaze, to make sure that it doesn't look like you're not interested. So like, make eye contact, the right amount if you know how, just nod, and then look at their face, what they're doing, what they're talking about. If you know much about facial expressions, like if they are excited and happy about something, see if you can also smile when you're looking at them. That would kind of communicate that you are empathizing, even if you're not, if that makes sense. So, let me read. Sorry, I was talking so much I didn't see all the questions. Okay. Masking. Okay. Alright. What I was describing was not like trying to actually feel for the other person. It's just like the cues that tell them or trick them into thinking that you are caring when you're not. Does that make sense? It's like you gotta do the facial expressions and stuff as if you do. Okay, somebody else asked another question, so I'm gonna move on. It's interesting, Chris, that you say you have empathy for your dog, but not so much for people. It's so much easier to have empathy for animals for some people, including me. I love animals. Okay. Fabs asked, should we be forced to do things that we are sensitive to? Is that what you're asking? Yes and no. I mean, I tend to be a very squishy person. I don't want to make anybody like suffer or anything. Okay, before I continue with this question though, I realize I got some music playing in the background, and I'm going to pick a few more songs because these are probably getting a little dull at this point. So I know I've got some relaxing ones in here. Maybe not that one. That sounds funny. Okay, this is a good one. This is like a piano background thing. Alright, so back to your question, Fabs. So you asked, think about whether we should do things that we're sensitive to or be forced to. Like I said, I'm really squishy, so I don't like making people suffer. But I also realize, like, especially growing up, like, things like discipline from others and self-discipline is really important in functioning in the world, because, like, a lot of life, whether you're on the spectrum or not, is doing things you don't like. So I mean, for an autistic person, probably you have to do a lot more things you don't like, which is unfortunate. Here's the thing. If it's necessary for life, I think you should force yourself to do it. Does that make sense? Like, if let's say I'm living alone, I can't afford to hire someone to help me with cleaning. I'm not living with anybody who will help. So I'm on my own for cleaning, and let's say I really, really struggle with cleaning. I freak out when I go clean. This isn't always true, by the way. This is just an example. That's something that, as anxious as it makes me, I have to force myself to go down the stairs, go to the kitchen, pick up the sponge, start doing dishes. It's like, I might feel awful when I do it, but because I'm an adult and I don't have help, I have to do it. So, is there anything that you're thinking of in particular, Fabs? Like things that you're sensitive to that, like, let's see. Yeah, personal hygiene. That's a tough one. Because, I mean, like, I am related to somebody who doesn't have good personal hygiene. It's gotten a lot better. I think part of it's just he struggles with it. It's not on his priority list. My thought is, if you're at home and not doing anything, not seeing people, like, I don't think you should be forced to be super hygienic. I mean, you know, brush your teeth every once in a while. Don't want to lose your teeth, but like, if you're at home, if you want to stink, you can stink. That's my opinion. If you're going to go to a job interview or, like, meet with someone really important, then you should probably not smell, because you need to make a good impression. Now that's, like, assuming that you would, like, go get a job, but if you don't, then, well, then you can sit around and stink. So things like that, it's like, unless it's, like, absolutely crucial, I really don't think it's a big deal. So, oh, you guys talking about spiders? I love spiders! I'm serious! Oh, I would show you a picture of spiders if I didn't have people who were potentially afraid of spiders. I like jumping spiders. They're these little tiny guys with these really shiny eyes and these little hairs on their head. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna stop talking about spiders. Which group are you talking about, David? I don't remember. So, yeah, but yeah, like I said, I think unless something's super crucial, you shouldn't be forced into it. Like, for instance, when I was in college, I always wore sunglasses and a visor, like hat thing. I'm actually gonna go get them so I can show you, because I wear these all the time. So, like, I got these giant sunglasses. They completely cover my eyes. If you ever see me out in public, I'm probably wearing these, like, all the time. I only don't wear them at home. And then I have, like, these little hat visor things. They got some plain ones, and they got this cute one with fish on it. So I'll, like, wear this, usually under my hair though. So I'll wear this. It'll block all of the fluorescent lighting, because I hate fluorescent lighting so much. And I didn't even realize how much they affected me until middle school, because I was homeschooled up until middle school. I would be under those lights and I would have headaches all the time. And I would get hyper and then I would crash. That always happens. Get a headache, get hyper, and I crash. So in college I would wear these all the time, and I'd always make sure that it's in my accommodations that I am always allowed to wear these. Because if I don't, I can't focus. And, yeah, the flickering really bothers me about those lights. They're just a lot. No, it's not, but though, for me, it's not so much the flickering as it is the brightness. It's the bright white just searing through my eyeballs. Like, they make everything in the room look really blurry and weird and disorienting. But yeah, like, that's an example of something that, like, I'm really sensitive to, and I don't think anybody should force me to not wear sunglasses and a visor, because who cares? Who cares if I'm wearing sunglasses and a visor? Is eye contact really so important that I should crash and stop functioning just to look at someone? And one thing I'm really afraid of about getting a job is not being allowed to wear sunglasses in the building due to some dress code or something like that. Now, I'm going to push for them to allow me to wear those. I don't know if it'll actually be a problem or not, but I'm really hoping it's not. So, yeah, shopping centers. Walmart is awful. So, alright. Okay, so I was reading James' message here. Yeah, makes sense. So is it like the subtleties that are more hard to understand? And I agree, practice makes perfect. That's why nowadays, like, people can't tell that I'm autistic most of the time. And hopefully at some point, like, you know, you'll reach a point where people can't tell that you're schizoid because you do so well to mirror the facial expressions and all of those things. So, okay, OCD. I like answering all of the messages here. So, yeah. So, like, let's see. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that's a good idea. Ah, there you go. Hey, I'm gonna write that down. Like I said, I'm taking notes, so. Avoiding late at night. Yeah, it's a good suggestion to go early in the morning, or to go or even late at night. I've gone late at night before. I love it. It's fun. Too bad I have a normal bedtime now. I can't do that anymore. I love shopping when there's like almost no people there and it's like darker. Well, I studied film and media at college, and I really honestly am just hoping to be a video editor more than anything. The way things are going now with the internet, it's like you can't just be one thing. You can be a content creator, which is like kind of what I'm doing. It's like I'm showing my face, I'm socializing, and this doesn't require video editing, what I'm doing now, but like I'll edit videos, film videos, and any of the jobs I look for nowadays, it's like they have some pretty high requirements, and the college I went to, they didn't have as many film classes as I would have liked, so I don't really feel equipped yet for an actual film job yet. Oh, hi, Lance the Zombie 1991, welcome. Okay. Good on you for not using Facebook. It's just a pile of poo. No. Oh man, it's fun, but it's also very addicting. Me and Matt are great. I actually just visited him a little while ago. I took an Amtrak train, which I love the Amtrak trains. It's like a magical adventure where they sit you next to some random person and you're forced to get to know them. No, actually I like that part. I'm pretty social now. But as long as I have enough energy, I can handle it. So I took an Amtrak train. I went to Ohio. Oh, sorry, my throat was dying there. But we did a lot of fun stuff. We went to a Renaissance fair where we dressed up as Vikings. I actually have a picture. I should show you a picture of us as Vikings. It's adorable. Yeah, and that's on Facebook, so you probably wouldn't see it. Let's see. Okay. Oh, thanks, Chris. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm gonna find that picture of... Alright, let me open it up. Whoops. No, I don't want to enter full screen. No! Don't disobey me, computer! Okay, so... I'm trying to figure out how to... Oh, I could just download it. Hang on. Download. Open. Okay. I will get some more questions once I show you this picture. Alright. Oop. Uh-oh. Wait, wrong one. Window capture. Here we go. Here's a picture of me and Matt as Vikings. I'll zoom in a little bit. You can't really see all of our costumes. I mean, mine was more of a costume. Matt just wore whatever. Yeah, because the shields are in the way, but you can see like my shoulder armor there. And my awesome makeup. I did that in a car because we were really last minute in leaving. And then I actually cut Matt's hair like that. It was so much fun. I love cutting his hair. I love cutting hair in general. It's one of those weird sensory things that I like. Anyway, okay, so back to questions. Let's start with the awkward ones first. David, thank you. Autism and fetishes. That's pretty common to have fetishes, especially if you're autistic. Are you asking about mine? Because I'm not getting into that. All I'm gonna say is it's fairly common. That's all. Oh, cool! Tattoos. One moment while I blow my nose. Oh, and I just realized that Fabs also asked a question too, up here. Hair washing. So is it, that... Oh, thank you very much. That's actually my, fiance, Matt, so, still, I mean, he still is my friend, my best friend, but he's my fiance now, so we're like a Viking couple now. Yeah. Believe it or not, Fabs, back in, like, the olden times, I don't know when specifically, I'm not a history major, people actually didn't wash their hair that much. They probably didn't wash, or they didn't bathe that much anyway, like, they would maybe bathe, for some people, they would only bathe, like, once a year. So, or once a month. Some people... Like the Vikings, I hear, just bathed like once a week, so they were probably the most clean, I guess. So it's not actually bad for you to not wash your hair, it's just that other people might notice that it looks like greasy, which I guess is supposed to be a bad thing, and I don't know why, because you kind of need the oils in your hair. So like I wash my hair every day because I actually don't like hair oil at all. I like to dry it out a lot, and that's why it looks really fluffy. So I don't think it's necessarily bad to go a long time without washing it, as long as you can somehow disguise the greasiness. So if you use like a powder or something, baby powder is one, dry shampoo, just get that stuff through your hair and it'll soak up some of the hair oil. Yeah, no problem. I was just saying that back in olden times, most people didn't bathe very often. They didn't wash their hair that often. Some people, it could be like once a year, once a month. Some people once a week if they're very clean. This is like long time ago, maybe medieval times though. So nowadays people will notice if your hair is supposedly dirty because of the grease, which is actually not bad for your hair, it's just your natural hair oil. So if you can So I think you're probably fine not washing it all the time as long as you put something in there to soak up some of the oil so it doesn't look oily or greasy. Baby powder might work, or dry shampoo, either of those. So, everyone had dreadlocks. Wait, are you serious? What? Hey, there you go. Maybe you could try dreadlocks, Fabs. Is that actually a good way to disguise having dirty hair? I wonder. Because I don't know if people with dreadlocks actually wash their hair. I think they do, but they just don't take the dreadlocks out. So, yeah. Oh, it's your sister, who cares? Okay. Wow. What about other people, like at your school? Do other people notice if you don't wash your hair? Because I think, honestly, those are the people that kind of matter. I mean, your sister does, but I think she should not force you to wash your hair, because that's, you know, you're at the age where you can make your own decisions, pretty much. Oh, like there, let's stick together. I don't know. Matt likes Assassin's Creed. I'm not as big of a fan of it. Oh, hello, Safe Pet Haven. Thank you for the information. Then explain why a lot of people back in olden times did not wash their hair. No. Good idea, Chris. Hey, Fabs, why don't you shave your head? Unless you like your hair. But I think, like, one thing that might make it easier is keeping it shorter. I don't know if you like to have long hair or short hair, but that makes it a little easier to handle. Okay. Yeah, it kind of sucks that they notice. Then I think, like, if you're open to having a shorter haircut, that might make it easier to wash it, because I know it takes a lot longer if you got long hair. Like mine, I gotta stick it in the water and wait for it to all just. So, Kung Fu Joe asked, "Do you have a high need for routine?" Yes, yes, yes. I have something magical to show you. Be right back. This is my beautiful routine board. I made this recently. If you see my video on making routine cards, I moved from that system to this system. So these are all like, I don't know if you can see, they're like, yeah, these are like just random things I need to do throughout my day. That's my book, by the way, Veil. Creative stuff, shower. Literally everything I do in a day is on here. Like, on the corner over here. Look at those magnets! Wow! Wow! Okay, anyway. So what I'll do is I'll keep most of the magnets on this side, and then I'll put, like, this, sorry, I can't see what direction I'm pointing. This side is like, this is my day, pretty much. Anything that I want to put here for my day, I'll put there. Like, I already took my pills and stuff, so, like, these at the top I already did, so I'll move them over to this side. These I already kind of did. No, I need to write Veil more. I did this. What else did I do? I showered. So, like, stuff that I did, I move over. And then stuff that I didn't, I usually leave, and then I handle those later in the day. If I want to put down a specific time, at the bottom there's all the numbers for, you know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then AM and PM are right there. So, yeah, I made the fact that I made this shows you how much I need a routine. So, sorry, I didn't read any of these. Oh, cool, Fabs, we can relate. Routines! Let's do the routine dance. Now let's do it again at 2 o'clock. No, wait, 2 o'clock passed. No! Okay. Are you a gamer, Lance? You seem to like a lot of video games. That's awesome. Okay. And again, thanks for the information, Safe Pet Haven. That makes sense. So, oh, thank you very much, everybody. I was thinking of actually making a video about my routine magnets. So, it's the only issue with this is it's a lot of work to make. What I did is I bought these magnetic strips from Walmart. It was only like $2 for a whole bunch of magnetic strips that had like adhesive on the other side. So then what I would do is I'd cut out a piece of paper and I'd write down, you know, whatever the item is. I'd laminate it with clear tape because I don't have a laminator. And then I'd take the adhesive on the magnets, I'd like, because you'd like peel it off and there would be adhesive on this side, I'd put it on. It's a lot of work though because I'm a little perfectionist and this took forever. So, adhesive is like sticky stuff, like when you have a sticker and you peel it, or a band-aid and you peel it, that's the sticky stuff. So, I'm glad I make you guys laugh. Yay! Sweet! Games and tattoos. It's like, sounds like a what's the word? An epic kind of gamer. So, yeah. Glue. Glue's another word for adhesive. So, so I was wondering, because we were talking about transitions at first, I was wondering if you guys, I'll get to that in a minute. What happened, Fabs? Let's see. I need to use the bathroom real quick. You keep talking, Fabs. I will be back in just a moment. Hello. I'm back. Or are you heading out now, Chris? Thanks for joining. Bye-bye. I didn't know you had Crohn's disease, Fabs. Sorry to hear that. That's gotta be tough. I mean, I have a acquaintance with Crohn's, and she gets sick all the time, and I'd feel bad. That sounds kind of awful. Let's see. Oh. So you twisted your ankle? Ow. Is it swelling at all? Wow, 1956. That's a long time ago. Was that even a diagnosis back then? Ouch. Well, I hope your ankle feels better, Fabs. That sounds like it was painful. That's alright, James. Don't worry about it. Not everybody knows that. So I was wondering, is music still playing in the background? Yes, apparently. Ouch. I've never twisted my ankle before, so I have no reference, but it usually sounds very painful. So I was wondering, because we were talking about, transitions earlier, I was wondering if you guys were interested in looking at, I have this document of how I handle major transitions. It's like a step-by-step, like, things I'm supposed to remember and things I'm supposed to do. Obviously it's for me specifically, but I thought maybe it'd be helpful. So I'm asking you guys if you are interested in looking at it. It doesn't have anything weird in it, I promise. Wow. Not bad. I'm gonna call you Haven, okay? Safe Pet Haven. Just for short. That's pretty impressive. And you do sound very intelligent. All your messages sound very intelligent, so I can tell. Oh man. That doesn't sound fun, Fabs. I'm sorry you're going through that. Ouch. Artist. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Maybe with an accent it might sound like artistic, but not really. I have something funny somewhere on my desktop. Because when you're feeling sad, you should always have waffles. And I will show you why. So, time for some really lame comedy as soon as this loads. Ouch. That sounds pretty awful. I would hate to be on IVs. So, is that you can't eat solid food then? Okay, let me... Okay. Because I just have to do this. Because comedy is great. It's not... It's just a video I made. It's kind of stupid, but here we go. Let me actually turn the volume up a little. Just waffles. That's it. It's not that funny, but I think it's funny. So, just wanted to share that because humor can sometimes help a little. I think I got a lot of funny things on here. Oh, wow. So what do you eat then, Lance? Oh, I have a Pokemon Go meme that I made. This is with my brother. I thought you were a Bulbasaur. You lied to me. No, but really that happens a lot in Pokemon Go. Ugh. You're chasing it thinking it's something else. So. Waffles from God. Pretty much. That is a very good question. And here's the thing, I was raised Christian, and I have no problems with religion, and I still, I guess, identify as Christian, just because that was mostly what I was raised with. And I really think everybody, you know, should be able to believe whatever they want, provided that it is not dogmatic or harmful to other people. Like, one thing I'm not a fan of is somebody saying, like, this is the truth, this is the one truth. Because even if they really think it is, like, let's say there is this one truth, like, for reals, to shove it in people's faces all the time, the way that people do, it's just not very polite. It's not very considerate of other people's beliefs, so I don't go around trying to, like, convert people or anything like that. But yeah, I believe there is a God, and I do still pray sometimes, so I'm not very verbal with that kind of thing, so my appreciation of God is like going out in nature and enjoying nature and creation and all that stuff, so. Oh, okay. Oh, I love noodles, Lance. I love ramen. I love spaghetti. It's amazing. Aw. Well, I guess that's a good way to help your cravings, Fabs. Sniffing food wrappers. Oh, I like the smell of fast food sometimes. I don't eat as much fast food as I used to. I hardly ever do, but sometimes I'll smell fast food and I'll be like, oh, that's amazing. Even if I don't need the food, I just like the smell. So, man, that sucks to, like, not be able to eat solid food. So what are your views now, Kung Fu Joe? I'm just curious. Ooh, sorry to hear you broke your ankle, Haven. That's weird. Broken, but not really broken. Ah. Yeah, Fabs, I'd be so jealous if I saw people eating. Especially if there was, like, if someone had a plate of waffles, it would look just like that video. Light coming down from the ceiling. It's like, I want that waffle. I want it with syrup and with butter. I want it with a light from heaven on it. Asper cream. Okay. I remember seeing Asper cream in the store. And I know it has nothing to do with Asperger's. I know it's like for, I forget what it's for, honestly, but I saw it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I found the cure to Asperger's. Asper cream. Just put it all over your face and you don't have Asperger's anymore. No, that was sarcasm. Oh, Do you have much to do, Fabs? Like TV or games or... I mean, other than watching the live stream, I guess. Sorry, I'm alive. I started coughing. Alright, welcome, Mr. the Kick Butt Dude, because I need to censor things here. What do I struggle with daily? Okay, that's good. You have someone to help you with cooking. Good job. Oh, I need to turn the music back on. There we go. Well, what I struggle with me, it's like, I'll be like functioning fine, and then some things that I normally do fine on, I can't do. So I kind of almost switch between like, I switch between functioning and like not functioning sometimes. The things that, it's like I can function like a normal person. I can cook, I can do dishes, I can do laundry. I have sort of some cheating ways to do them sometimes because I sometimes struggle with, for instance, like with dishes. I struggle to do dishes right away. I almost never do that unless I'm like cooking a bunch of stuff, because there's a lot of dishes after that and I have to get rid of them. My solution is I have a sink downstairs just for me. Like there's the kitchen sink where there's a kitchen sink that the whole family uses, and then I have a sink in another room where I just throw my dishes, and it's kind of a closed off room so no one can be bothered by the piles of dishes in the sink. And then I just do them whenever I have the energy. Oh, the music, it's yes and no. It's not like from China. I mean, it sounds Chinese, it sounds Asian. It's even called, the song is called Eastern Thought, but it's by Kevin MacLeod. He makes royalty-free music. But yeah, doing dishes right away I struggle with. Really doing anything right away. Sometimes I struggle to stick by a routine and to get everything done on my list. So I just plan for maybe just a couple things in the day instead of a bunch of things. Satoshi Nakamoto. Good question. It can be either, honestly. I mean, there are some days when I'm feeling lazy. Other days, it's like, in most cases, it's usually because I don't want to say I'm not able to, because I technically can, but it's like it would be really anxiety-inducing for me too. Like, if there's a whole bunch of people downstairs, because we've got like 6 people and a dog here, and everybody's, they're decent. It's just sometimes like I don't like going downstairs with a whole bunch of people down there. So if there's a lot of people and it's busy and people are talking and cooking and stuff, I won't go down to do my dishes. Not because I'm lazy, but because I know as soon as I get down there, my brain will explode because everybody's just talking and there's so much stuff going on. So, okay. Anyway, I have tried meditation. My only issue with that is, I can't always do it. I can't always get into the mindset. So my meditation is mostly mindfulness. So like if I'm freaked out or if I'm really anxious, I'll look at something in the room. Let's say I have this, oh, look at this cute little bunny that I have. Let's say I have this sitting on my desk and I'm really stressed out. I'll look at the bunny and I'll focus on it. And by focusing on it, it forces my brain, or it forces my awareness, I guess, out of my head and to this bunny. And then I'll it's like going from like the sort of the mental realm to the physical realm. And when I go into the physical realm, I realize, oh, I'm really tense. I'm breathing really fast. So I look at that bunny, I take deep breaths. Just in and out, look at the bunny until I feel calm again. So I don't always use this bunny. I'm just saying it could be any object. So yeah. Okay. Here, I'm going to give Fabs a hug. There's a hug for you, Fabs. Yeah, here's the thing, I have sort of a picky imagination, so, like, I do have times when I have trouble imagining things, so you're not alone on that, Fabs. Sometimes I'll try to, especially meditation, if I try to meditate and I'm not already feeling very imaginative, then not much is gonna come to my head, so, whoa. That was weird. So, that's when I do the mindfulness thing. That's more helpful for me than, meditation. Yep, yep. Bow, 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 bow. Alright, I got something else really cute. Fabs, are you watching? I'm going to show you something really cute. And really funny. I'm gonna wait for your response to make sure that you're watching. Butterfly knives? I don't know what those are. Oh. Well, I hope this helps a little bit. I'm going to show you something silly, okay? And cute. That dog, though. So cute. Okay, I want to kind of voice over this now. Oh, look at this ball! Oh, the leaves! I want the leaves. Can I have the leaves? Or the ball? Or the... oh, I fell over. The leaves? Ball? Or... Wait, person? Person! Person! Okay, sorry, I had to. I love that. I love that so much. It's so cute. A knife you do tricks with. That sounds really interesting. I'm going to Google it because now I'm curious and I've never seen a butterfly knife before. But butterfly knife. Awesome! Yes! I accomplished something! I made Fabs laugh! Okay. These knives look kind of cool. I don't want to show them because I don't know if there's any, like, rules against showing knives and guns and stuff on a Twitch stream or a YouTube stream. Some of these are rainbow. Oh, okay. I kind of see how it works, but I personally would not play with it. I'm the kind of person who, I'm very, very cautious with knives. So... Oh, that's so awesome, Haven. What kind of pets do you have? Oh, now I want to show everyone pictures of my dog. Oh, I just found a funny GIF. Alright, everybody, you're gonna have to ADHD with me here. I found this GIF on my computer. It's beautiful. Kid opens a present, it's a banana. It's hilarious. That's how if I have no bananas in the house, that's how I react when I have a banana. So, such beauty in a yellow fruit. I'm gonna see if I can find pictures of my dogs. It's funny, I'm supposed to be answering questions and now I'm just thinking about my dog. Really? I always, I think because I'm a dog person, I almost consider cats more high maintenance, mostly because I don't know what to do with them. But I can see why cats, like, wouldn't require as much care, because they are pretty independent, so that's understandable. Wow, sorry to hear you don't have a lot of help, though. Oh, you are, Fabs. Do you like your nephew? Okay. Can't find a ton of really cute photos. Wait. I've started to trim my dog's hair so he looks more like a, I don't know, he looks cuter with the way that I've been cutting his hair, but alrighty. Alright, here's some cute doggy pictures. This is my dog Sammy. He's really cute and he's wearing a sweater and he's adorable and adorable and adorable, and this is how he sleeps. He has his legs up against the cage. Alright. Okay, just letting you know, Lance, I'm probably going to be ending the stream fairly soon, so but thank you for joining us. This is what happens when we brush his fur. It's like really, really fluffy. He's like a cloud. Okay, here's him looking at my snacks. Here's me offering him a snack. Ah, puppy dog. His ears normally I trim a whole lot shorter because his actual ears are a lot shorter than the fur, and he looks like a teddy bear when I trim it short, and it's adorable. So this is so cute. His fur in the wind. Okay. And this is like the epic, like if Sammy had a movie, this would be the cover of his movie. Look at the sun, look at the sun. Yeah, this is when he met some other dogs. So cute. Okay, anyway, enough of Sammy. So, like I said, I'm going to be ending the stream in a minute. So, but this was a ton of fun though. I'm really, honestly, pleasantly surprised at how many people joined us, and I want to thank you all because this has been really fun getting to know you guys and answer all of your questions and learn some things from you. Like I said, I was taking some notes on some suggestions you guys had. So, so yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Fabs, I hope you feel better. Anybody else who's generally feeling down or having a hard time, I hope you're all feeling better and you get any help that you need and you feel loved and supported. And yeah. So, love you guys. Bye!